they will come with sweet mouth. Like what I mean by sweet mouth, they will come with, try to blow your mind, tell you that you're pretty and those stuff, okay? And they always use that word. Young men, you are out there, you're listening to me, they always use that word: if you really love me, why don't you do it with me? That's to show that you love me. My dear, when you hear that, at least if you are hearing that, like, guys, hello, it's another beautiful day. Wow, so we are grateful to God for the gift of life today. So you're welcome. If this is your first time of joining us, this is Emerald Lifted TV, as you can see. And for those that have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Don't allow this train to leave you behind. Subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the bell sign button. That way, whenever we have new videos, you will be the first people that will be notified. And for those that are my returning subscribers, thank you very much. I love you guys more than you think. Thank you for encouraging me that we can go far, we can fly. Okay, so today we have another interesting topic that we need to deal on today, and has to do with the effects of having sex before marriage. So by the time I'm done with today's topic, you will choose the one that is best for you, okay? And we'll choose the Bible. Yes, we'll choose the Bible. We'll use the Bible as a tool. Yes, tool. Okay, I'll forgive you today. I just believe on the next one you're going to get your Bible along when it comes to this dealing with man and woman marriage stuff. Okay, so the scripture says, run from sexual sin. It did not say walk. The Bible didn't say walk. It said you should run, just like as per running for your dear life. You say you should run from sexual sin, and there is no other sin so clearly that affects the body than this. I just believe that by the time I'm done with today's topic, you choose. It's your own best decision to choose if this is what you want to be involved in or not. I'm not here to condemn anybody, but I just believe, I just know that by the time I'm done with this, you get to choose what's best suits you. Okay, so like I said before, the effects of sex before marriage, you don't even want to think about the effects or what, like this act, committing this act, what it does when you get yourself involved in it. But we have 4 points today that we'll have to use to back on today's topic. First is physical effects of having this act of sex before marriage. We know the physical has to do with the real thing, the reality, what you see. Okay, and the physical part of having sex before marriage is, it causes STDs. You don't even want it, causes gonorrhea, syphilis. Think of it, there are many of them, etc. And also, many of our young girls, they'll tell you they can use condom. They can use their precautions, like they can use those drugs that prevents pregnancy, like precautionary measures. Okay, and you don't even want to know what it causes to use more of all these drugs that prevents pregnancy. My dear sister, there are cervical cancer, and you'll be surprised how our young girls, like young kids, they're having all this big sickness that it doesn't exist before. It's because of some things that have changed. Like I said before, we're in the new dispensation, and people need to be careful of the things they do. So our young girls, you might be thinking that you can use some drugs to prevent pregnancy. It causes cervical cancer. It causes cervical cancer when you use it alone. That's why you see number of our girls today, they are having this, what I talked about. So, and this act of, like, they can use condom. And you don't know that condom pay for the owner. I don't just know why I'm looking at the side, because I have to guide myself for you to understand. Like, just be careful with this act, okay? So every day for the thief, one day for the owner. Like, you are doing it, nobody is seeing you. You can do it and you escape from it. And one day, hand will just get you. What I mean by that, you can be caught, like, you can even cause unwanted pregnancy. Can cause unwanted pregnancy, like your mates are already in school, they are furthering their education, they are doing well in life, they have a great future, and you're just at home taking care of a baby you never planned for. So that is when you have to figure out yourself that if this is what you want to do or not. Because the HIV and AIDS doesn't have any cure. Okay, so think if this is what you want to be involved in or not by the time I'm done with all these explanations. The other one is spiritual. Sex is a communication between body, soul, and spirit. And if it's a marriage, you can do that. Like you can mingle, you can plan between yourselves how many kids that you want to have. You can do whatever sex position that you feel that you that will interest the two of you. You can do anything that you like in marriage. But when you are not married, you are not secured with committing that act. Even in marriage, you can even think of the amount of children you want to have. But when you are not married yet, you don't even want to plan about that act. So the spiritual part of it, I have to explain better, because I'm just scared to explain more of it. If by the time you are done hearing or like you are done listening to the spiritual part of having this act, you don't even want to be involved in it. Do you know that man you was sleep, like you are hanging out with or you're having sex, do you know how many women that he has slept? Even some of our young boys of today, because they feel that they can go out, get any like prostitute, go to this sex home where they commit this, like many of the young girls do prostitution. Okay, so they're broadly, yes, is it broadly they call it or what? So for those, please understand, correct, I'm starting to be corrected. Broadly, like home of this prostitute, like young boys, because they feel that it's a token, like it's a little amount to just go and have carnal knowledge with that prostitute out there, and you don't even know the spirit that woman is carrying. And that prostitute you are carrying, I mean, please, I'm not here to condemn anybody, okay? I'm just trying to be on the safer side so that at least just think about it. And you don't even know how many of these like women that this man has slept with. You don't know the spirit that they carry. You don't know the demon that is, that they have inside of them, and you will go have a share of that demon. This one, like, it's a mingle. Sex is not just what you do physical, it's more than the mind. It's physical, emotional, like everything at all that you have to think. Like, it's rubbing of minds, it's communication, combining of the soul, body, and spirit. Some people will just feel that it's not just having sex and that will just be it. No, it has a lot of like what you never think, what you never imagine. So the spiritual part of it, you don't know. Like, if you are the man and you want to be married, someone will tell you that you need to go for deliverance. I know when they hear this, they're like, which one is this one, this one? Yes, that is why they tell you, you need to go for deliverance. Go to to churches to see how they can help you, or if you have any. Some they do that, okay. Some will even use faith and settle down with that woman. You don't know how many men that this woman or this young girl have slept with, okay. So when you go, you have a share of this demon, and the other person will go, just you're mingling, and that is just it, and that's how you will spread it around yourselves. Demon, okay. So the spiritual part of it is just more than your mind can carry, that you don't even want to be involved in this act. Another one is emotional, psychological, like you don't want to be disappointed. Some of these young men, they will come with sweet mouth. Like, what I mean by sweet mouth, they will come with try to blow your mind, tell you that you're pretty and those stuff, okay. And they always use that word. Young men, you are out there, you're listening to me, they always use that word. If you really love me, why don't you do it with me? That's to show that you love me, my dear. When you hear that, at least if you are hearing that like often, it comes from, and you have not committed that act, run for your life. That's what Bible says here in 1 Corinthians 6 verse 18. Run from that man, okay. They will come and promise you heaven and earth. They will even show you everything to show that they love you. At the end of the day, they just want to get what they want. They will just dump you and go to the next person. So if that man comes to you and tell you that, please, if you want if you love me in this relationship, let's commit the act, let's go for sex, like let's do it, that shows that you love me, run. That's what I mean by that, run. So that is what emotional and psychological can cause. Another thing is, by the time you are so involved with this young man and like you are in love with him, or maybe if he is a man, that you are so much involved with this young lady, and at the end of the day you are being disappointed. What I mean, that you now experience heartbreak. How can you survive heartbreak? For those that survive heartbreak, or that was once like their heart was shattered, how was the experience? It's not really funny, my dear. It's not funny to experience heartbreak. So that's when you have to think if this is what you want to be part of, like emotional part of the effect of having sex before marriage. Another one is relational effects of this act of sex before marriage. If it's a marriage, you can do whatever you want to do. Like, you can say whatever you want to say. You can commit that act of sex without condemning each other. Like, Bible doesn't condemn when it's a marriage, like you are involved in this act in marriage. But when you are not married and you do it, that is where Bible calls it sin. And if you don't know, for those that don't understand, when you commit sin or sex before marriage, what they call it is fornication. It blocks your way. It's like blessing, like the blessing that is, God is the one that created this, and is the one that wrote it here. He that created it knows the effects, like he knows. That's why he's trying to inform you. It's just like the potter. The clay will not tell the potter how he will create like him. I don't know if you understand. Like, the clay is the man that is like God is. We are just clay in the hands of the potter. For those that have heard that word are Christians, okay? So let's say God is the potter, is the one creating, like, he's the one molding us, that is the clay. So the potter already knows how the shape of the clay will be, and if the potter already have molded you, have told you, please don't commit this act, because God already know the effect that it can cause when you try committing that act. So you don't even want to leave that among your diary, because it prevents like a lot of good things from coming to you, prevent blessings from coming to you when you commit that act. So if you have done it already, there is nothing wrong with it. Don't condemn yourself. Just tell yourself. Some just want to, like, they want, like, there's a word they call it. They say they are in the they say a preventing measure. They are preventing measure. There's a word for those. I don't know that, like, I can't remember that word they use. Okay, like, if they want to run it, like, they don't want to be involved in the act of sex. They want celibacy. Yes, celibacy. Yes, that is the word. So they just want to give themselves time. They don't want to commit the act of that. It's good. Okay, some who already know the effect of it, like, you started like experiencing the disadvantage, and they will tell you, some, because of, like, they've experienced heartbreak, and they will tell you, if you are a friend, they'll tell you, please, I want to go into celibacy. And sometimes people take it as funny thing, like, it's so funny, you're going to celibacy, like, it's not possible. Okay, so that is just it. It's just better you run away from it. I know it's not easy, but try to hold yourself. By the time you finish listening to the effect of what it can cost, you will now think if this is what you want to be involved in. Okay, if it's a marriage, you can do whatever you want to do. You can have different styles of sex that you want to have, and you will not be condemned. You find out that if you commit, that's why like the heart, everybody have their own conscience. Okay, if for those that have conscience, there are some that don't have conscience. That's why I see people can kill. They can just commit suicide. They can, like, not that I mean, they can murder somebody and it doesn't feel like anything. That, like, they are conscious. They don't have conscience. Their conscience is there. They separate. They are being influenced by a spirit. Okay, for those that have conscience, if you are like, that's why you see when you commit that act of sex, you will not be yourself. Like, you will just be feeling guilty. That part alone, you like. But if you are married, when you are done, like, you are doing it repeatedly, everybody will just be like, they call it as anything normal. Okay, another thing is also when you get yourself involved in sex before marriage, it can be like the man in position can look down, can just start looking down on you. Like, what I mean, the honor that he has for you will not be there anymore. It's just the fact. There is no respect. That is the word. There's no, you will not have respect. That's why you see the young men, or maybe our men out there, they just how, or I don't know how, I just kind of, you see the effect of it. You can remember the scripture and the Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah is because of this. That's why God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah city, because of this act of sin. That is why you will now have to, like, think if this is what you want to run away from, or this is what you want to continue with. Our men, like, they will sleep with one and they will go to the next. They are never tired. So that is why you have to be very, very careful. If they come to you with promises and tell you that, don't worry, I'll do this for, they will even do everything. As what I mean by everything, you conclude that, my God, I've never seen, like, this man just really loves me, because everything to give him a big mark that he loves me, everything to show that he really loves me, I've done it. And if you are even going to be the woman, because you have seen everything that you want, like, everything. They are showing you everything to show that he loves you, and you even be the one that will be able to initiate it. Like, let's just, because you see some of this, like, they're very, very intelligent. Don't call them a fool. They're intelligent when it comes to, you know, this stuff. Okay, so they already know how to get these women out there. They already know how to get these girls. So the next thing is, the woman will not even be the one that will not come to the man. I really love you. That now, like, they're not going, like, the woman are not going to be the one that will not be initiating this sex act, because inside of her she feel that the man have done everything to show that he loves her. So, and also, like, if I'm forgetting anything, it blocks you. You know, like, if blessing and good things, like the guilt alone that you feel might even, like, if you want to do some things, you are like, maybe it's because of this act that I committed, this sex I did this person, that is why my way is not, my way is not opening, my doors are not opening, blessings are not coming. So to those that are Christians, they understand the more of this that I'm explaining. Like, for those that are not yet, you know, they are not Christians. Okay, so if you read the word of God, it will guide you and tell you what it can cause. The guilt alone that you will feel inside of you, if you still have conscience, for those that have conscience, will even make you not want to, you know, be involved with this act. Okay, so I just hope I've listed enough of the parts. First, I said it's physical, it has physical effect. I told you STDs, HIV, and the other stuff. And young girls, please, if you are thinking of using precautionary measure drugs that prevent pregnancy, see, cervical cancer is there for you. So maybe you feel like you can do it and nice. And so on this content, they have hope. Let me just try to reach it. They have hope. They are just man-made. Anything can happen at any time. But no unwanted pregnancy and stuff. The other one I chose, I picked was spiritual effects. Spiritual effects. You don't know how many of the women the man has slept with. You don't know the demon that they carry. You will not go and carry your own, okay, and be spreading it around. So that is just another point. The third one is emotional, like, you don't want to experience heartbreak. Some of this relationship, that when they are finished committing this act, it can lead to marriage, but you don't even know whether this will lead to marriage. Some even promise themselves that we are going to marry, you don't know what will happen. You might not even be the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, and later you not experience disappointment. That alone, heartbreak. So you don't even want to be thinking of this act if you don't want to experience heartbreak. Another part of it is relational. Relational effect means sex is body, soul, and spirit. It's the mingling of the body. It's not just coming to, like, having that fun of that minute. It's more than what you think. That's why you see some girls, like some of our women, maybe when they experience disappointment and they are so much in to that man, it's now becomes so difficult for them to have another relationship. No, some even tell you, no, I don't think I'll even settle down with any man except that person. Okay, so that is what I mean by it's more of this, like, relational, okay. So, and you know, in marriage, the act of sex is a tool that some of our married women or couple can use to prevent arguments, okay? For those to understand, you can also use that too. So it's relational. So it's not something that you want to be involved in if you are not yet married, okay? In that relational effect, you can, like, if it's a marriage, you can discuss the amount of children that you want to have. You can be free with each other, but when it comes to not being married before you not commit that act, you just look like a fool. Like, this is just what everybody, like many of our girls, or women, at least some of them, they understand because they've experienced that, okay? So you just be there deceiving yourself. Hey, we'll have 2 kids, we'll have 5 kids. The love is already in the air, and you don't even know whether this is lust or this is love. So this is just what I want to leave with you. If this is what you love, that if you really are going to make meaning about today's topic, please try and do. All right, so, and if you love what we shared today, let me add, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We're going to end. I hope you enjoyed yourself and you can't wait to hear more on this topic. I will try and see if I can feature part 2 of this topic if I can. But if I can, we'll just stop it here. If you really love us to share something like this again, please don't forget to leave everything in the comment section, subscribe, like I said before, hit the bell sign button for notification, and also like this video, okay? Your comments are needed below. So I love you guys. See you later.